lucky and she got rescued by Provincetown Center for Coastal Studies. When I was 5 years old, my mom happened to pick up this book. She brought it home thinking that it looked like a cute book to read to her kids. My parents read it to me and I loved it. I asked them to read me the author's note, and they did. And the author's note said that most whales don't get free, that most whales die. When I was 5, I didn't know that, so I was really upset. I started crying and whining, and I was upset for 1 day and 2 days, and finally I was really upset for 3 days. And my dad got really frustrated, so he said, well, if you don't like something, then do something about it. And at first I said, no, I'm too little, like I'm 5, I can't make a difference. But he said, no, you're not too little, and if you work hard, you can make a difference. So I decided that I was going to. So tonight I'm here to tell you about my 9 years of youth advocacy after reading the story of Ibis. My name is Sena Wazer, and I'm from Mansfield, Connecticut. So after I first read the book, my parents, they weren't whale people, so they didn't know what I could do. But we started researching it, and we found Cetacean Society International, which is an organization based in Connecticut that works to protect cetaceans. When I contacted them, Bill Rossiter was the president, and he has made such a difference in my life. I don't know where I'd be without him. When I first contacted him, I had a lot of questions. So here are a couple of the main ones. I wanted to know, what are the biggest problems for whales? What can I do to help whales? And what should I tell other people to do to help whales? The first thing that Bill Rossiter helped me do was he helped me create a pamphlet. So in my pamphlet, I talked about different issues that whales face, such as noise pollution, entanglements, other types of pollution, and whaling. With my pamphlet, I went to the local farmers market in my town, and I had a table there. And I'd sit there for about an hour to 2 hours every Saturday, and I'd talk to people, hand out my pamphlet. I also did public service announcements. So when I was 6, I talked about plastic bags and how sperm whales mistake those for squid. And then when I was 7, I talked about ocean acidification and how that works its way up to whales and hurts them. And then my sister and I sold muffins at my parents' farm, and we raised about $100 that way that we donated to CSI to help protect whales. When I was 12 years old, I saw the movie Sonic Sea, and I was completely amazed. I didn't know that noise pollution was such a large problem. And I was also very inspired by it because I decided, it was just such a big problem. So I said, I can, have a really big impact as one person, but if I got more kids involved, I could have a bigger impact. So I started Cetacean Society International Youth Group. We recently changed our name to Warriors for Tomorrow, Environmental Youth, because we want to focus on issues that aren't just pertaining to whales. Personally, I'm going to stay focused on whales, because that's what I care about most, but for the rest of the group, they can branch out. So let me tell you about some of the things that we do. We meet with politicians. So this picture is from our meeting with Representative Joe Courtney, who is my federal representative, and we were talking with him about the Marine Mammal Protection Act and the bills that we're looking to kind of gut it. We also work with the Natural Resource Defense Council. So last year, we were very excited. They sponsored us to go to Washington, D.C., and we went down there to meet with politicians to talk also about the Marine Mammal Protection Act. In this picture, we were making social media videos to encourage people to call and email their own representatives and senators and ask them to take action. For me, the best meeting of that day was with Representative Jared Huffman, who's actually from California. The women, his staffers that we were meeting with were very, very passionate about the environment, and it was really interesting to be able to talk to them and just see what they had to say, and then be able to tell them what we were thinking about as well. We do quite a bit of political outreach, but more than anything else, we do education. One way that we do that is by showing environmental movies. So we've showed both Sonic Sea and the Plastic Ocean, and this picture is from our showing of Sonic Sea, and all the way on the left is Dr. Francine Kershaw from the Natural Resource Defense Council, who came all the way up from New York City to Connecticut to do the question and answer session after our movie. We also have booths at fairs to educate people. So we have information, and then we also have games because we're trying to interact with kids, and that's the best way. So my favorite game is our Free the Whale beanbag toss that my dad and I made. So it's a whale beanbag toss with a net draped over it. So then when the kids are throwing a beanbag, it just really opens up an avenue for us to explain in the real world, whales actually get caught in nets, and here's what you guys can do to help. Recently, we have also been campaigning a lot against single-use plastic. So we're very close to banning plastic bags in my town. Should happen soon. So I'm very excited about that. And we've been attending town council meetings, speaking there, and then just talking to lots of people, showing Plastic Ocean, and just trying to explain why plastic is such a big problem and why they should care about it. On my own, I also do presentations. So I present in K-12 schools. That's what I do the most of. I've also showed Sonic C in school. So one example of that is when I showed in the middle school in my town to about 200 5th and 6th graders. That was an amazing opportunity to be able to show, this movie that's really inspired me to other youth. I also speak in colleges, and recently I started speaking to adults. So it's new to me, but I do really enjoy it. So this picture was taken when I was speaking with Patrick Ramage from the International Fund for Animal Welfare and Scott Leonard from Marine Mammal Alliance Nantucket. And I was on Nantucket for that one, so that was amazing. This summer, I was very excited to do my first research project. So Patty Sullivan from the World Cetacean Alliance and from Sanctuary Education Advisory Specialists had asked me to do a research project looking into how long cetaceans were tracked after they were released from captivity. So I was using the source database, which is an online source that compiles information about captive cetaceans, and I thought that they were going to have the tracking information on there, but I was wrong, they didn't. So that made things a lot more complicated. But I was still able to find out a lot of really interesting information about cetaceans that were released, and I also contacted all the facilities to see if they could tell me how long they were tracked for. So my study is called The Status of Cetaceans That Are Held and Released in the U.S. And I was able to look at how long cetaceans were held before they were released. Also, I know that you guys can't see the charts, but I just want to give you an idea of what the kind of charts I made. So I found that most cetaceans that are released were held in captivity for less than a year. Most of them actually less than 6 months. I could also see which facilities released the most cetaceans. So SeaWorld released the most, and then the U.S. Navy, and then Clearwater Marine Aquarium. I could also see which years we released the most cetaceans in. So I expected it to be like 2016 or 2017, but it was actually 1984. And that's because the U.S. Navy released a very large number of dolphins in that year. And then I could also see which species was the most commonly released. So the really common is bottlenose dolphins, of course. So those are some of the things that I was able to find with my study, and I'm hoping to publish it. And if any of you are interested in talking to me about it, I have all the information with me, so I'd love to talk to anybody about it. Okay. So moving forward, I'm in college, and I'm preparing to transfer to a 4-year school to do marine science. But for me, it's always important to be doing stuff on the side of school because climate change, plastic pollution, they don't wait while I'm in school. So recently, I came up with a new action plan for the youth group I run, Warriors for Tomorrow, and we are focusing on climate change. I saw the recent report by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and I was really horrified by its implications. So I decided this is a perfect chance for us to take action. So right now, we are calling upon our public officials to take immediate climate action by supporting the Paris Climate Accord. And the way that we're calling upon our public officials is by holding a series of rallies. So our first rally was last Sunday, and it went really well. We had probably about 20 people there, and at least half, if not more, were kids. So that was good because that's what we were looking for. And then our next one is going to be sometime in November, and with that one we're going to try and build more momentum and get more people there. After that we're going to try and hold a couple state rallies, and then hopefully a national rally. So the first two are really to, one, gain media attention, and two, to gain supporters and followers who are going to help us spread the word and help us get more people there. And then the last two are really to get public officials to take action and actually start putting pressure on them. Thank you so much for listening.